It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, and it's all up next.
Well, as soon as you see that pirate ship in the north end zone, you know exactly where we are. It's the home of the Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And we're off and running from Raymond James. Tucker now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They're brought out by former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Evans, the motion man here. From the 41. That's caught. It's Cade Otton. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, here's Baker. He finds the rookie from Ohio State. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Irving here from the gun. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Baker now from the gun. Grabbed by Chris Godwin. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
Kate, you just know as a quarterback, there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it. And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on 3rd down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Mayfield now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
On 4th down, the Buccaneers trying to put 3 on the board with Chase McLaughlin. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. The kick by McLaughlin is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Gray now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Yaya Diaby brings him down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. He has it at the 33, and he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Buccaneers will get set to go on offense. First and 10. Here's Mayfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff headed right, Irving. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, will largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Godwin, the man in motion left. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Hauled in by Godwin. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Drew Phillips making the tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 37. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Baker throwing again. Got his target, it's Otten. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Baker now off the play fake. Has it at the 7. And that's a Tampa Bay touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharpier in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers go up 10-zip here in the 1st. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Gray now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Ross off the play fake. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Looking slant route complete. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped that time by Jamel Dean. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 10-0 ball game. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They've got 2nd and 5. From the 39. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
Taking the handoff, now Wilson. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
First down throw from Wilson. Escapes the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. He brings it in. And they get this down to the 7-yard line.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Russ setting to throw. He's got it! And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, New York! The Giants start to fight back with their first points of this game. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Tucker now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Buccaneers send receiver Chris Godwin getting set for another go. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Drew Phillips making the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and short, Mayfield. Forced out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Right side, hauled in by Godwin. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They send a tight end in motion. 1st down, here's Baker. Short pass brought in. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's the give to Irving. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Right back to Irving now. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Buccaneers trying to add to their lead. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Mayfield with a blitz coming. Throw left side, complete. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 29. Irving hauls it in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Micah McFadden able to make the play.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and a defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Complete out to the right. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Evans, the motion man here. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Cut near the goal line. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw again. Has it in close. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Buccaneers grow their lead just before halftime. McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers make it a 10-point ball game. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flight. Gray now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Giants take over now late in this first half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. On 1st down, it's Wilson. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. Able to hit Robinson, complete. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Hauled down by Christian Izien. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 41. He's got him. That's Tracy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Once more, it's Wilson. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Giants are set to punt. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, it looks like. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line. Well, we've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead into the locker room. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports halftime report. The Bucs were treated to a fine first half by their quarterback. That's Baker Mayfield. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Gray now on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Giants offense with the football. They'll get it first in this second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Like a good target, Brock. Neighbors is there. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
From the gun, it's Tracy. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Russ now from the gun. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Here's first and 10 from the 34. Blitz coming, Russ. Quick slant caught by Neighbors. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They gain 14 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
First down, here's Russ. He finds Slayton. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Options are open here. It's second and inches. Running this with Tracy. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
The Buccaneers add another DB. Third down coming up. A handoff to Tracy. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
On fourth down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. This 32 yards out on the right hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Tucker now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. First and 10, it's Mayfield. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Second down now, 7 to go. Motioning the tight end now. Here's 2nd and 7. Completes this one to Otten. And he gets him around 6 there. Drew Phillips making the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. On the give, this is Irving. He's out in the clear. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
First and 10 from the 41. They motion the slot man right. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Finds his man. It's Godwin. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
2nd and 3 now. Running right, it's Irving. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10 now from the 30. They send a receiver in motion right. First down, here's Baker. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Baker now off the play fake. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. Escapes a defender. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
From the gun, Mayfield. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Buccaneers double their lead to 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Wilson out of the pistol. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That's sack number 2 for this guy, and we've got plenty of game left for him to keep wrecking it. And this is where offensively now you've got to do something. You've got to make an adjustment. You've got to slide to him. You've got to chip to him because this defensive end has been a nightmare.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Giants football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Neighbors with the catch. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Wilson now off the play action. Gets this to Slayton. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Wilson to throw again. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Again, right side to Tracy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Now here's Russ. The screen pass falls incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Wilson now from the gun. Pass cut by Tracy. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th and 3, drive on the line. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Connects with Johnson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Wilson on 1st and 10. This one's caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Throwing again, here's Wilson. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Broken up by a big guy at the line. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And they'll make their stop after a small push to the 5. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Defense shows blitz. Wilson. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Russ now from the gun. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Buccaneers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end left. 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. This one finds Irving. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Irving on the inside give. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Once again, Irving. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. Buccaneers nearing a win here with a 14-point lead. Offense to the line for second down. Now a carry by Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The Giants using their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Five men in the secondary for the G-men now ahead of third down. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he couldn't do a whole lot there. Minimal yardage picked up to the 27. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. Here's Riley Dixon on now for the punt on fourth down. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers, he comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. Wilson now, 1st and 10. Gets this to Johnson. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
1st and 10, gotta score immediately here. Only one timeout left, and that clock winding down. Here's Wilson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, the off book.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Once more, it's Wilson. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Throwing now. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Put a gold star on the grade sheet for that defensive coverage, even with plenty of time to throw it. That defense never gave the QB a lane to complete it.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. To throw. That's caught beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. What a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down and pull off the conversion.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Russ is cooking again. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Giants are going to call their final timeout here. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here he is to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Gotta hurry this to the line. Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And that pass is dropped. Fitting. That would be their final play of the game as we've reached the end of this one. Sound the cannons, baby. The Buccaneers win it here in Tampa. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. The crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ballgame.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road. I'm not going to lie, to quiet the crowd. But you know what's even better? When you get to celebrate with your family, your friends, your hometown people, your community, and you know, more importantly, they played a role as that extra voice in that building, man. It is a rewarding feeling.